Yo guys, what's up? It's Pro here, and have you ever wanted to generate random numbers in Minecraft? Yeah, it's a mess. Like, Minecraft is such a logic game. Nothing ever random happens.
Oh, whoa! Oh, it's dropping.
You died.
Why did I die? Why did I die?
Yeah, so how do you generate random numbers in Minecraft? I actually have no idea. Oh, look at that! Just 5 ways. I think there are 4. Yeah, I know how to count. Yeah, there are 4. 4 ways to generate random numbers in Minecraft. And today we're gonna showcase all of the 4 ways. And then I'm gonna show you guys which one is better. Literally guys, I'm so excited for this video. I did a lot of research just to understand how this works. And I cannot wait to show you guys because, you know, it's gonna be really interesting. So let's start out with the basics. This is something you could do in redstone, like in survival Minecraft. So you don't need to have like commands and stuff like that to do this. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. You can generate something random only in survival. You may say, Nico, how do you do that? Isn't it impossible? No, because maybe some of you know that there are 2 different types of items in Minecraft. There are the stackable items and the unstackable items. The stackable items are items that can be put in a stack. So as you can see now we have 1 of these, but we can put it in a stack. So we can put 2, 3, 4, 5. The unstackable items are items like the iron sword. Stupid items. They cannot be put in a stack. So this means I cannot do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? I can only put 1. I'm literally spamming my right click, but nothing happens. I can only put 1 in 1 spot. Non-stackable items. So in this case, the iron block is a stackable item, because we can get many of them in the same, let's say, grid. And the iron sword is an unstackable item, because we cannot get, we cannot stack it, okay? Well, that's the only way to say it. Now, what you may not know is that when you use like a comparator, stackable items and unstackable items give different outputs. So as you can see, we can do this, and I'm gonna show you. Now, with a stackable item, like this, we get an output of 1. As you can see, the first redstone wire is powered, and not these ones. But if we do the same thing, okay, the exact same thing, and we put an unstackable item in, we're gonna get an output of 3. So, you know, it's a little bit different, you know what I mean? Another thing you need to know is that items get dropped randomly by droppers. So if I put a lot of items here, I put a diamond sword, an iron sword, a lot of stuff, okay? And then we use a button, this dropper is gonna release a random item. It's completely random, so as you can see now we release an iron sword, and now it's gonna do an iron block. So it's completely random. And now that means that if we do a setup like this dropper is gonna put an item in this hopper, okay? And it has to be, and it will be a random item. It's gonna be either an iron block or an iron sword. And depending on which one it is, it's gonna give 2 different outputs. If it's an iron block, then the comparator is only gonna have 1 power. So it's got the redstone wire is gonna be powered here, and here it's gonna be not powered. So the comparator, so the electricity will go up to here and power this command block that is gonna basically say 1. So it's the first output. Instead, if here there is an iron sword, there is gonna be an output of 3. This repeater will get powered, this piston is gonna push this out of the way, so this will not fire, and also this repeater will go here, and it's gonna say 2. You may say, Nico, does this actually work? Well, yeah, and boom, 2, we got 2 twice, that's bad. Okay, 1, oh, another 1, another, okay, is this actually please? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, sometimes randomness is weird. You think randomness follows patterns, but real randomness does have some patterns in it, because, you know, it's completely random, so it has no patterns. But, you know, we kinda try to recognize some patterns, because we are humans. But as you can see, if you keep on doing it for a long time, you're gonna realize it's completely random and fair. So, this is a good way to do it. But now, there is a little bit of a bad thing. What if I don't wanna do it between 2 numbers? I wanna do it between 5 numbers, or 7, or 1000. This is a little bit tough. Yeah, it's, how am I gonna do that? Now, there is a way to, you know, continue this. Instead of putting command blocks here, you can basically put another dropper here, and do another setup like this, and keep on going forward. But, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of a stretch. Like, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Don't tell me wrong. Like, you could do it if you want, but, you know, it's a little bit hard to do. So that is why we are on to our new setup. Now, give me a sec, I wanna put this scoreboard visible here. I did a lot of scoreboards for this, oh my gosh. Okay, So now, you may say, Nico, what the heck is this? Well, this is a scoreboard that is actually flickering between 1 and 2. You may say, Nico, how did you do this? Well, it's pretty simple. First of all, we created the scoreboard. It's a scoreboard objectives add random dummy, okay? And then we created an armor stand. Now, this is an armor stand, and I went nearby it, and I basically, well, give me a sec, I basically added him a tag so I could recognize it. I did tag E-type armor stand, only one, and I only want the closest tag, the closest one, okay, to add the random tag. So this is what I did. So once you execute this command, this armor stand will have a custom tag. We do this so we can remember that this is a particular armor stand. To this armor stand instead of adding the random tag, I added the counter tag for some reason, but it's the same thing. If you do counter, as you can see, it's gonna say that the target already has the tag, because I already gave him the tag. So it's gonna add a score every single tick to every single entity that has the tag counter, and the only entity that has it is this one. Oh my gosh, well, now there is no entity. As you can see, the scoreboard went away, so we can just do it back like this, but I have to put counter here, and boom, and now it works back again. So it's gonna add a score of 1 every single tick to everyone that has a tag of counter. Now, if you don't know what a tick is, I'm gonna explain it briefly, real quick. Basically, Minecraft counts time in ticks, instead of seconds like we use. So basically, every single second for us is 20 ticks in Minecraft. So 1 tick is 1/20th of a second, okay? That is how it works. So this is basically what a tick refers to, just 1/20 of a second. So 1/20 of a second, we add a score of 1 to the scoreboard. But then, as soon as the scoreboard gets a score of 3, basically I do it like this, everyone that has the tag counter and has the score of the scoreboard to 3 is gonna be reset to 1. So once the scoreboard reaches 3, the scoreboard is gonna go back to 1. This will make it loop from 1 to 2, from 1 to 2, from 1 to 2 many times. So basically it's gonna go really fast, but actually it's updating every tick. So if we press this stone button, it's actually gonna detect if the random is either 1, if the score is either 1 or 2, and depending on what the score is, it's gonna say 2 or say 1 with this command. I will execute if an entity has the score of 1, and I'm gonna say 1, and if an entity has the score of 2, I'm gonna say 2. Let's try it out and see if it works. Oh, look at that, 2. Oh, look at that, 1. Oh, that's really random. Look at that. 2, 2, 1. This is really random. Nico, you may ask, what if you want to do multiple numbers? Oh, that's actually pretty easy to do. Instead of putting here the limit of 3, we can put the limit to 4. And now, as you can see, it's gonna go even to 3. But now here, we have to add another output. Basically, we can do this, and then put this to 3, 3, and do, say, 3. So now it's gonna also say 3. As you can see, we do 2, 1, come on, do 3. Come on, I want it to do, okay, 3, as you can see. Totally random, you can do how many numbers you want. Now, where is the bad thing? Okay, I'm gonna put it back to 2, because I wanna demonstrate a little bit of a bad thing that could happen, okay? So you may say, Nico, this is random, it's great, right? No, it's not. Now, look what happens if I keep on holding the button. 1, 1, 1. Okay, I have a feeling this is gonna always output 1. Now, can you explain why this does this? And yeah, as you can see, it's keep on saying 1. Why does it keep on saying 1? And now it keeps on saying 2 because I waited a bit. Why? Why does it do that? Well, you have to see this from a different perspective. Basically, a tick, as I said, is a 20 of a second, okay? There are 2 different states. The 1 state and the 2 state. The states changes every single tick, okay? Now, this means that after 2 ticks, everything goes back to the original position. If I'm at 1, after a tick I go to 2, and after another tick I go to 3, but 3 brings me back to 1, so I go back to 1. This means that every 2 ticks I go back to 1. So every 2 ticks, as I said, I go back to the original position. So if I'm at 2, every 2 ticks I go back to 2. And if I'm at 1, every 2 ticks I go back to 1. Now, this is basically why this happens. Because a stone button stays pressed for 20 ticks, aka a second, okay? 20 ticks is an even number, so you can divide it by 2. So basically, if every 2 ticks everything gets reset to their original position, every 20 ticks is gonna be back to the original position, because, you know, 20 is a multiple of 2. So this means that if I keep on pressing a stone button and keep on pressing it always, it's gonna always say the same output. Right now it's at 3. Okay, no, this is the wrong button. Oh my god, I'm bad. No, don't look at that. Spoilers. As you can see, it's gonna say the same thing, because every 2 ticks, it goes back to 1. but every 20 ticks it's gonna also go back to 1. If I wait a second and then I do it again, it's gonna always be stuck on 2. So this is basically the flow of this system that is a little bit predictable, and yeah. So this system is completely random and completely great. It doesn't have any flaws, but it's a little bit stupid, okay? I'm gonna show you how it works. Hopefully you're enjoying this, guys. Leave a like if you're enjoying this. I'm so excited to show you all of this. This is the third design. So basically, this is actually really few on commands too. So basically, okay, I'm gonna show you this later. Okay, so what it does, we have 3 armor stands that we summoned right here, 1, 2, 3, okay? And we gave this armor stand a tag, because, we need to give them a tag that is different from that one, because, that tag is stupid, okay? I don't want the same armor stands to have the same tags, okay? At this armor stand, we gave them the tag random2, okay? That is the name we gave them. So we can do the same thing for these ones, but we don't care, okay? These armor stands have the random2 tag, okay? Every time we press the button, is basically gonna execute an armor stand that has the tag of random2. It's gonna sort them by random, so it's gonna pick them randomly, and it's gonna pick only 1. So every time I press the button, it's gonna pick 1 armor stand that has the score of, that has the tag of random2, okay? And then it's gonna detect at this position, and it's gonna set a block to rest on block to, on top of them, okay? So basically, every time I press this button, okay, I'm gonna deactivate this for a sec. So as you can see, every time I press this button, it's gonna detect a random armor stand, and it's gonna set a redstone block on top of him, and this redstone block is gonna power these command blocks right here. So it's gonna say 1, say 2, or say 3, and as you can see, it's completely random, even this one, and this one is not stupidly random like this one. This is actually random. If I keep on holding it, it's gonna still do a different value every time. Now the problem is that every once in a while, this gets a little bit messy. So basically what you're gonna do is basically use this command and fill all of this to air every time you press the button. So every time it's gonna reset. And basically that is why of this command block right here. We can put it here though, so it's only gonna work when you press the button. And as you can see now it's gonna work. We do this, 1. And now we can even keep on pressing the button. It's gonna always be a different outcome, no matter what. So as you can see, now it's going well. Like, it's not like this one, that if you press it once, then it's gonna keep on saying the same thing again, okay? This is actually a better randomness than this one. But there is a flaw even in this randomness. What if we wanna do more, okay? We wanna do more of this. Yeah, I get it. It's a little bit, yeah, it's simple to do more. We can just do this. We can add more armor stands. And now we have to also tag these armor stands. We have to do where is the tag number? Okay, we have to do random2, 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 okay. And then here we have like 3, so here we have to go to 4, 5, 6, 7. And now if we do it, in theory, it's gonna go up to 7. So this is great. It's still, why are you always going to 3? No. Okay, as you can see, 4, 2, now, yeah, 7, finally, 3, and now it's gonna go to 6. Come on, do a little 6 for me. Okay, thank you so much. And now, can you do 5? You just stop. You're not doing any. Wait, what? Oh yeah, right. Because we forgot to complete the fill command. Now we have to update the fill command to cover even these blocks right here, of course. So we do this, and we do like this, and we update it here. So now we can do it, and now it works. So basically, yeah, it's pretty easy, okay? But there is even an easier system, okay? And it's this one. It may seem more complicated, but it's easier, okay? Trust me. So for this system, we have to use a little bit of math. Now, there are gonna be 5 different scoreboards, or 5 different variables, okay? The first scoreboard, random 1, the second one, random 2, then random 3, random 4, and random 5. I just, started all of them, we added all of them, and now we have to give different values to all of the scoreboards to generate an actually real random number. So we're gonna keep setting the scores of the, scoreboards to this counter right here, because, this is handy. So I don't need to tag other armor stands, we can use this counter right here. So when I'm setting the score to this guy, I'm setting the score to that guy right here. So basically the first element, the first variable, random 1, is actually the seed. If you don't know what a seed is, basically, let's actually open in single player world, and let's actually, not single player I said, let's actually create a new world. If you go here, you're gonna see that there is a seed. Basically, every pseudo-random works like this, okay? It has a seed, then it multiplies that seed for something really big, and once it did that, in some way that I'm gonna show you soon, it's gonna basically take that number and make it become a number between two values, and so in that way we get a randomly generated number. Now, you know what the problem is though? That if you use the same seed, you get the same sequence, and it is the same thing for the Minecraft words. If I generate a word with the seed Nico, and I generate it like this, now I'm gonna get a certain word. But if you do the same, please do, that would be amazing, if you do the same on your computer, you're gonna get the exact same word. Even if it's random but it has a seed, meaning it's something that's constant and that it's at the start of all of the chain of events that triggers the old spawning of the word. And why is it taking a while? I don't know. Oh my gosh, is this my word? It actually sucks and it's really laggy. Oh, I spawn on an island? I don't suggest this to anyone. Okay, so we're back here, and now we know what the seed is. So we can put this to whatever we want. We can basically put it to whatever integer we want. So we're gonna put it to that number, okay? You can put it to the same number, it's gonna do the exact effect. So random 2 is a multiplier. Basically, we want the seed to be really big, so it's really random. So basically, we can multiply it by a random number. We're gonna multiply it by this number. Random 3 is actually a maximum value that you wanna give, you know, the seed. So it can be any number you want, actually. We just put a lot of variables in, because in this way it's gonna be more random. So just put whatever number you want, but it has to be bigger than this number right here, so remember. Now the fourth number is actually what matters. We are gonna put it to 10, because we want an output between 0 and 9. Now if we want an output between 0 and 13, we will put it to 14. So yeah, that is what we want. So right now we want an output between, let's say, 0 and 5, so I'm gonna put it to 6, okay? And now, I'm not gonna show you how it works yet, I just wanna show you that it works. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna set the display to the final number, that is gonna be like the objective. I'm gonna also do this, so everything, you know, works. And I'm gonna press the button, and as you can see, it does 2. Press it again, 5. Press it again, 3, 0, and it's gonna go up to 5, because, you know, that's the highest number we said. And it's gonna be completely random. And you know what? You don't need to add more armor stands, you don't need to add anything to make it bigger or less, you know, to make a different, you know, scale. You can just add here on the random 4, instead of putting 6, you can put 100, and now it's gonna go from 0 to 99, like that. Why? Oh my gosh, what are the chances? Oh yeah, I forgot. You always have to naturally put this to always active, so these command blocks execute. And now, as you can see, it's gonna do a number between 0 and 99. You can go all the way up to whatever number you want, naturally inside the 32 integer limit. And so we can do this, and boom, and boom, and now it's gonna go to a really high number. Look at that. We can generate really high numbers with just these commands, and we don't need to add more armor stands, we don't need to add more redstone, we don't need to do this stupid stuff, and also all of this. And this is done with only 5 variables. Do you wanna know what these command blocks do? Well, I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna show you right now. But anyways, leave a like if you wanna see more videos like this. So this is a little bit more complicated than math-like, so I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I can. So we take use of the scoreboard operations. Basically, operations take the score of a certain entity in a certain score and do something with it with another entity in another score. Right now we're gonna always use the counter entity, but we're gonna change the scores. Basically, the first operation that we do is pretty simple. We take the seed, that is basically the randomness 1 variable, and then we multiply it by this guy right here. That is actually our multiplier. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So now our seed is actually multiplied by this. And we're gonna go one step at a time. So I'm gonna set the display of random 1. So now the seed is this, okay? Now if we do this command, it's gonna be multiplied by this. So let's do this, and now it's a huge number, look at that. Now our second operation is a little bit more complicated. We want to make this number big, but not that big. We want it to be in a certain, it's a certain degree of bigness, okay? We don't want it to go off somewhere, we don't know. We're just gonna use this operation right here that basically takes the remainder of the division. We're gonna divide random 1, so our seed, so this big number, with this big number right here, that is this one that we just set, and we're gonna take the remainder of that division, and we're gonna use it as our new seed. So the seed is a little bit, smaller, it's pretty cool. So as you can see, if we do that, now the number is incredibly smaller, okay? Now, basically, we're gonna set the random 5, that is actually our output, the number that we're gonna get, we're gonna set it to the seed that we have right now. So once we do this, nothing is gonna change to random 1, but basically the score of random 1 is gonna get put to random 5. So if we go to random 5, and I'm gonna show you this, as you can see, the score of random 5 is the same as random 1. And now, here comes the last thing, I don't even know, the last scoreboard player's operation that basically does the same thing that this one did, but between our final score, our output, and our limit, that basically is 4. It will, random 4. What it will basically do, I'm gonna put this to 10 so it's gonna be easier to you guys. What it basically do is gonna divide random 5 and random 4, and it's gonna take the remainder of that division. Now, how does the remainder work? So in a division, you basically know that the remainder is basically what is left out. And yeah, so the remainder must always be, you know, less than the divisor, because naturally, if it wasn't, I just could be able to divide it again. So that means that if we take the remainder of the division between random 5 and random 4, since the divisor is 10, the remainder must be a number between 0 and 9. So the remainder must be either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So taking the remainder of a division is basically the way to take a really big number and put it between two values, 0 and 1, and you know, the divisor minus 1 in this case. So now if we do that, this really big number is gonna get divided by 10, and then we're gonna take the remainder, and it's gonna be, let's say, I bet it's gonna be 8. Let's do this. And yeah, it happened. Oh yeah, I forgot to reset this one. I always forget that. Okay, now we're gonna do it again, and it's gonna be 8 in my opinion, because you know, if we divide this number by 10, we're gonna get a remainder of 8. So we do this, and now, as you can see, we have 8. Now if we do it again, we're gonna get a different number, and that number is gonna probably have another remainder, and that means, you know, we're gonna get a different number. It's gonna be completely random. But now, here is the thing. Our new seed is not the seed we started off, but it's a new seed. So if we go to random 1, now random 1 is this big number. And if we do everything again, it's gonna be an even bigger number. Then it's gonna get, you know, a little bit smaller. Then it's gonna become random 5. And then we're gonna use random 5 to, you know, do the remainder thing, and we're gonna get the number. But this seed always changes. But there is one thing that doesn't change, the starter seed. So basically we started from one number, and we got a lot of random numbers from that number. But that number is constant, okay? So this means if I use the same number, I'm gonna get the same randomness. Okay, now let's do a little bit of an experiment, okay? Let's set the start seed to something simple, like 500, okay? And now we are gonna do this, so it has been set, okay? Let's set it to 500. And now let's see what outputs do we get. We get 8, then we get, is it 8 again? Hopefully, yes. Then we get 5. Then we get 7. Yeah. Then we get 7 again. Okay, well, that's great. Then we get 6. And then we get 6 again. Now I'm gonna actually redo this. So now the starting seed is 500 again. Let's see what numbers we get. 8. 8 again. 5. 7. Oh, look at that. 7 again. 6. And now I wonder, maybe this is 6 again. Yeah, 6 again. So as you can see, if you use the same seed, you get the same output. So if you use this same structure and put the starting seed to 500, you're gonna get the exact same output as mine. This is called pseudo-random, meaning, you know, not really random, just somewhat random, I don't know. I try to explain it as best as I can, using all of these 4 examples, and yeah, this is actually the best thing to generate a random number. It's pretty simple, and you can set it to literally whatever you want, and you can, yeah, boom, and let's just go, wait, what is happening? Oh yeah, you always have to do this though, and you can set it to whatever you want, and this works, and it's really amazing. Yeah, for small numbers, you may use this one, because it's a little bit simpler, okay? But if you have to use it for a really big number, like 10 or 100, yeah, just use this one, please. Just use this one. This is much better. I actually knew about every single type of, you know, contraption for randomness, except for this one that I actually learned to make this video, because, you know, I really wanted to know how to make a pseudo-random generator in Minecraft. And yeah, this was it for today's video. I tried to do something new for this video. Hope you really enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos about this, and you have suggestions about new things I should check out, just please leave them in the comments, and also leave a like if you liked, and please don't leave really hard stuff in the comments like how to make a mod in Minecraft. I don't know how to do that, so yeah. Hope you really enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video of learning with Nico and stuff, yeah.